What's up, guys, and welcome back to Book Entertainment. So, Gayton McKenzie just shocked the entirety of South Africa, with what he just revealed whilst being interviewed by Newsroom Africa. So, this post, it has gotten 1.6 million views, and Gayton McKenzie was talking about these allegations, that were revealed by General Mkhwanazi. And essentially, Gayton McKenzie was admitting, to knowing so many things with regards to these criminality activities that are occurring throughout the country. And he has put himself out there. He is more of like volunteering, to say, you know what, I am ready to testify at the commission if they call me, because I know so many things, that are happening throughout this country, with regards to these gangs, etc., etc. It's shocking, to hear a minister speaking like that, and that is why this got so many views. Let's listen to this guy speaking.
Mkhwanazi, Mkhwanazi is blaming the minister Mchunu, the minister, and them are blaming. So let's get to the truth of it. It's just that people must understand it. It's frustrating when you want action right now and you want things to happen. But the thing is so delicate that I'm telling you, what is going to come out of that? South Africans must be ready. I'm also going to testify at the commission because I know things. If they call me, I'm going. About these guns in the Western Cape that kills our people. This one is not get your popcorn ready. Go and get the popcorn factory ready, because this thing, the corruption is going to come out of there. Had every day.
So that was Gayton McKenzie there, revealing that he knows so many things, with regards to these gangs. So does this guy know what he's talking about, Gayton McKenzie? And that is why, even so Penduka is coming in here and saying a whole minister, admitting to knowing bad things, but remained silent all along. So it's kind of shocking, even Senzo was saying, does Gayton really realize what he is admitting to? So what is happening here? Let's analyze the consequences of what Gayton McKenzie seems to admit to be knowing about. So the first thing is that it's an offense for a public official not to report corruption of which they are aware of. So there is the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act of 2004, which makes this to be an offense. So that act, it places a legal obligation on certain individuals in positions of authority to report, these corrupt activities, because it basically says you cannot remain silent if you see something like that. And if you see it, you should report it. And there are serious consequences to failing to report that. So the failure to report such corrupt activities, you might be committing an offense yourself by not reporting, and can be criminally charged for this failure. The purpose of this law is to actually hold leaders accountable and ensure they do not turn a blind eye to corruption in their institutions. So this is like what is happening, with Gayton McKenzie here. And looking at Gayton McKenzie's history, you can sort of like understand, where he is coming from. Because Gayton McKenzie is publicly admitted to being involved in criminal activities like robbery during his youth. So he says, he was involved in crime at a young age. He was even arrested and served time in prison for these crimes. So whilst in prison, something good happened to Gayton McKenzie. He underwent a transformation and later became a motivational speaker, businessman, and now a politician. So with that kind of a record, you can see that this guy, Gayton McKenzie, seems to know what he is talking about. But the challenge now is that it's actually an offense, for him not to have spoken when he knew all along about all this. Because the challenge that is there, is that Gayton McKenzie said, if they call me, I'll testify, and expose it, everything. It's actually a problem, because you can't be saying if. What if you don't get called? You see, so if he doesn't get called, that means he is going to keep on remaining silent whilst knowing about all of these activities. So you can see why that law is actually there in place. But since he is a minister, there is no way they are going to leave him out. He is definitely going to be called to testify because he has already raised his hand anyway. And now he must go and testify under oath. Now imagine a scenario whereby Gayton McKenzie does not reveal anything tangible. This interview can actually come back to him and he'll be questioned and said, you said you knew so many things, about all these things from Western Cape, all these leaders. How come you're not telling us something really tangible? So he can put himself, under cross-examination while he is trying to testify. So Gayton McKenzie, in as much as he can defend himself and said, I knew what I was talking about, I actually saw that tweet, where he actually responded to Saul Penduka and said, I know what I'm talking about, I've been acting behind the scenes. So if he's been doing something behind the scenes, then it's much, much better for him. But if he hasn't, he can easily fall down into the same route of Senzo Mchunu, of lying under oath. But anyway, it's not just Gayton McKenzie, even Ramaphosa, I remember at some point, him himself saying that he kept quiet about what he saw as the deputy president, but nobody picked up on that story, when he said that didn't go viral like this one of Gayton McKenzie. Maybe because there weren't any allegations that were flying around, when he said that. But this is what Gayton McKenzie just said here. So as things stand, we have to wait, and watch the drama unfolding, just fasten the seatbelts, So here's information that he can assist the country in proving General Mkhwanazi's allegations. I think that's what, Gayton McKenzie was saying here. So obviously, as a patriot, Gayton McKenzie, he owes the nation to share his knowledge of the workings of the syndicate, especially as somebody who was involved in all of that as a youth. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.